Hi, my name is Lauren Bryant, and this is my first video for the Global Learning Project. And I just want to start off by telling a little bit about my culture. In my culture, African music is very prevalent in our family gatherings. I live in Farmington Hills, Michigan, and just like my parents, I am Christian, and religion is something that's also very important in my family. We attend church just about every single Sunday, and I know that throughout this project, I'm going to learn a lot about a culture that is totally different than mine. So, for the Global Learning Project, I'm going to be interacting with my roommate. My roommate is a foreign exchange student from northern China, and her American name is Melissa, and her Chinese name is Mohan. I think she would be a great person to use for this Global Learning Project because we mostly interact inside of the room, which is hi and bye, but I think stepping outside of both of our comfort zones would be just a good way to learn about a different culture than what I'm used to. My tentative plans for our interactions are a lot of outings. These outings include things like going to the caf together, hanging out with both of our groups of friends, just because we hang out with completely different groups of people who value different types of clothing, different foods, different music, different religions. So I think that would be a great way to get to know one another. I want to do all of these things with her that take place outside of our room because I've already interacted with her inside of the room, and I still only know minimal things about her culture and her way of life. So I think stepping outside the room would really be a good way to interact with her and really get a good handle on what her culture is like and how it differs from mine. I think that we will be similar in the sense that we both stand by our values and what we believe in. Family, religion, and education are three categories that are very important to the both of us, and we both believe that those are really um, our parents taught us that those are really good things to instill into ourselves. Although how we were brought up and the environments that we are comfortable in may be different, I know that the importance that these categories hold are the same for the both of us. Not just that, but we both take pride in how we were raised, the things we were taught, and just our overall lifestyles. I know for a fact that there are certain things within our culture that will be different. For example, I came from a Christian background, whereas my roommate came from an atheist background, and her friends are either atheists or Buddhists, which are two religions that I know nothing about. So I know that this project will be a good way for me to learn about the religion aspect of her culture, and I'll be able to learn things that I don't know about. Also, another thing that is different about her culture is that although I do value family, in her culture, family is so important to the extent that even when people get married, the parents of the newlyweds will move into the house and just so they can babysit their grandkids. Whereas here in America, I know that babysitters are very typical and nothing taboo, but in where she's from in northern China, babysitters are something that are very taboo. So I know that's going to be different, and it's going to be something interesting to learn about. One of the main challenges that I see happening is that she doesn't like to do American things with the American people. She really likes to stick with her group of friends. And she says that just because Americans sometimes can come off as not understanding and sometimes can come off as very rude. So I think that that's going to be a big challenge, and just breaking that stigma and showing her that not all Americans are like that is really going to be a big challenge. Another challenge also might be finding topics that are interesting to the both of us so that our interactions aren't silent and awkward, and so they can really be interactions where learning can and will take place. There's a lot of things that I'm going to do that will get me out of my comfort zone and also put me in a position to learn. One of those things is going to be trying food that have to do with her culture. My roommate doesn't really eat inside of the caf. She eats food that she gets from a Chinese grocery store that is about 5 minutes off campus, and I'm not really one to try different foods just because I've always been that person who just sticks to what I know, and I think trying food from a different culture will really be something that gets me out of my comfort zone, and that will be beneficial. I'm going to go into this with a super positive attitude, willing to learn, and I just want her to be as comfortable as possible. And I really believe that this will be a good learning experience, and that will really help to strengthen our relationship outside of the dorm room.